Afghanistan could be descending towards Iraq-style security chaos. The latest report by the International Crisis Group indicates a resurgent Taliban and suggests that the army is having serious trouble fighting them. Thousands of soldiers have been killed on both sides. Now, the numbers of dead are roughly on par with each other, so neither government or the insurgents can really claim victory. Taliban troops are going all out in this war, using a wide range of tactics against the army, from interrupting vital transport routes to economic sabotage. More than 100,000 people have had to abandon their homes and flee to safety. RT's Lucy Kafanov has more on the horrific civilian cost of the war. And let me warn you that you might find some of the images upsetting.
The face of war in Afghanistan today. 7 months old and fighting for his life, injured by shrapnel when a mortar hit his house in Ghazni province. In a nearby bed, a toddler struggles to breathe with the help of a machine, caught in the crossfire and shot in the neck by a stray bullet.
From my point of view, the war getting worse. The number of injured people are increasing time by time.
Across Afghanistan, civilian casualties are on the rise, and often it's women and children who are most affected. Mohammedullah here could have died from his shrapnel wounds if he wasn't brought to this hospital, and he's one of the lucky ones.
It's quite difficult because we don't know how many people die trying to reach our hospitals.
Emanuele Nannini oversees operations at this non-profit trauma facility run by the Italian charity Emergency.
As you can see here in the board, the cause of injury is practically all war-related, so there are bullet. This is Afghanistan 2014. The war is over, but still people get shot.
War casualties were up at this hospital by 36% in just the first 2 months of this year, and a staggering 85% increase since 2010. Most are civilians, but here, free treatment for all victims of war, regardless which side, no questions asked. 3 new clinics are being set up to cope with the demand. As American troops prepare to withdraw, the Taliban is making a comeback.
The overall level of violence has been increased dramatically in the last year, and the conflict has been spread out practically all over the country.
Naweed Abdul Sattar doesn't know who attacked him, but he knows it's a miracle that he survived. This shy young man was working at a fuel pump in Kandahar when unidentified gunmen shot him 12 times at close range.
I thought they needed something, so I approached them. But they opened fire. It was in the middle of the night, and they had their faces covered. I'm engaged to be married, so I'm just thankful I lived.
Saeed Noor was born the same year the U.S. invaded Afghanistan, toppling the Taliban regime. But in his village in the eastern Ghazni province, the insurgency is as strong as ever. He was shot in the abdomen by a stray bullet while playing with friends.
There's always fighting. Sometimes it's planes with bombs or tanks. The soldiers are coming and fighting with the Taliban. I got used to it.
And that's what scares Emanuele the most.
Inside and outside Afghanistan, people are starting to get used on this violence. We have many children admitted in our hospital, and they are becoming all a forgotten story. So it's becoming normal for a 2-year-old child to get blasted while he's playing. What Afghan children are doing is the same of all the children all over the world. They are just being so unlucky to be born in the wrong place.
It's taking a toll on the doctors too.
This is trauma, not only for this child, for all of us. I have a child, it's difficult to cut the child. If you want or you don't want, it's affecting. 1.5-year-old boy should stay at home with his mother to play with the toys. It's not for shell, for bullet or something.
I ask him if he sees things improving in the future.
I don't know. It's difficult. It's difficult to say.
Lucy Kafanov, RT, Kabul.
One retired U.S. Air Force lieutenant colonel told us how the U.S. is not at all keen to help out the Afghan military.
That's putting good money after bad. Of course, One thing that the way that we will give that money to Afghanistan won't worry the Americans as much as it might. We will give them broken, used, defunct equipment. We will leave materials there and count that as a gift, count that as under the billions that we have promised them. Yeah, Americans are not pleased with it. Americans are tired of it. We're not interested in it. We're suffering ourselves economically. So it won't be popular, but what'll happen is the Afghans won't get the full value of that $4 billion in any case. It will be old equipment. It will be past gifts and accounting tricks. So they really can't count on it.